Well, friends, so this budget which was presented today by Nirmala Sitharaman, this is a fourth budget and this was long awaited. But what has happened? I mean, people expected a big policy change in this budget because from this particular period, post pandemic, it was expected that India will get a new direction and we will capitalize on what has happened globally. But to be very frank with you, I and many of my friends and number of my investors also, they are hugely disappointed. I mean, it has been lackluster without giving any direction to what is happening all around the country. This has no focus on employment, no focus on rural agriculture, no focus on even the basic premise of containing inflation. How the inflation is going to be controlled when there is a runaway prices globally, particularly oil and other sectors which are seeing huge demand and the prices are galloping due to macro factors also. And the other factor is basically that government has not been able to pass on any concession to the middle class or lower middle class. Now, what has happened to Aam Aadmi? Aam Aadmi and middle class is crushed. No changes in the income tax slab, and we see what is happening in the overall government focus. They want to achieve $5 trillion economy through market cap. I mean, the emphasis is that as if the stock market route is the only route through which they can, galvanize people and allow startups, to come up and lot many unicorns and other companies come up big way, and they are going to create jobs. See what has happened to some of the startups which have come up recently. They have been able to galvanize on basis of the sentiment, positive sentiment in the market. Zomato, Paytm, Nika, but see the valuations. I mean, they are having market cap much more than the established companies. Those who have been in the business for about 5 to 6 decades. So how this is, accepted in India? I mean, you can come and you can mobilize and you can, start new things, but then it has to be gradual. We cannot take the route of America. So this has to be understood. Gradually we can evolve and we can become much more matured capital market. What is happening in stock market is lot to be desired. Some of the stocks, the penny stocks, giving returns of 1,000% in 6 months, and there's a circuit filter both ways, and nobody to check why the circuit, upper circuit and lower circuit is functioning. It hinders liquidity, and you're creating an artificial, market cap. So I'm surprised that regulatory measures have not been up to the mark, and nobody's there to speak. What is happening? We have seen. I've seen market for last 4 to 5 decades. We've never seen a market like this. Short period. Yes, there is blip. It happened in 2000 when there was a dot-com bubble. Lot many companies had run away. They had very fancied market cap at that time. Penta Media, Silverline, ZTE, and then VTL, and then at the same time, Satyam, Himachal. Where are they? Most of the companies have run away with the public money. So this is what I'm saying about. See, the brand image is okay, but then ethical business also has to be there. And India is not America. America, you can expect, that is also when there also we have seen so much of disparity and so much of, discontent. And only the government has become subservient to a few big multinationals who are controlling the, whole federal policy. So who is the federal chief there? Mr. Paulson, who was earlier CEO of Goldman Sachs. So, there's no difference left. And here in India, the per capita income is so low. People have lost jobs. There's hardly any, positive optimism there. What is happening? What is the allocation to education? What is the allocation to healthcare? I mean, it's just very minimum. Even the top scheme of agriculture, which is Manrega, it was creating jobs. There, the subsidy has been reduced. These are surprising elements which have happened in. Okay, their balance has to be there. I'm not saying capital market is not required, capitalism is not required. We require industrialists, those who have been doing good business, and they create jobs, and young people who are educated, they get opportunities. But balance has to be there. I mean, we cannot allow industrialists to grow like this, becoming super rich at the cost of general public. We have to see many countries, super rich corporates now are saying that we have made so much of money, and in COVID and pandemic, we require our country to impose super tax on us, wealth tax. In many other countries, it is taking place. See, whenever there is a crisis, the rich people, those who are affluent, they have to bear it out, not the common people. And here we are having exactly opposite. See, balance has to be there. So we are disappointed. I think the government will have to change the course over a period of time. But for the time being, if we continue like this, there will be growing discontent in this country, and that's not a very, very comfortable scenario emerging. Thank you, sir.